Hello, my people. How are you all doing? I hope everyone is doing fine. Can someone guess where I am? Can someone guess where I am? So, guys, it's just a way of telling you that I have relocated to Canada by the grace of God. There is a whole lot to this transition, which I'm going to be telling us as the day goes by. This channel was initially dedicated to more like talking about foods and their nutritional values. That was how I started because I discovered that certain feeding habits may affect our lives, while some certain feeding habits may also help us to live healthier. And that was how I started this YouTube channel. But this time around, I'm going to be joining it alongside with my japa journey. I was thinking of probably opening another channel where I'll be discussing issues about immigrations and all of that, particularly as it relates to my experience. But I I don't want to be running two channels for now, so I just want to join the two. So if what brought you to this channel was about the foods I cook and things I discuss, we'll still continue with that. Um, I'll be cooking our Nigerian dishes and all of that. So nothing spoiled. We'll still continue from where we stopped, and we'll be talking more about um, traveling abroad, particularly Canada, and I'll be sharing my experience. I'm going to be real, and in fact, I've always been real. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be telling you stuff from my own perspective, from my own experience. It's not like trying to cook up one thing and all of it. It's going to be just really my experience. Today is 30th of September, and I'm very, very grateful. I am most grateful to God because today makes it exactly 1 month I left Nigeria for Canada. And I'm so happy. I am so happy, guys. I'm very cold here, but I'm very, very happy. I've been so busy. This 1 month has looked like it's almost a year because of so many activities going on at a time within these 3 weeks and all of that. So I'm going to be telling us more. Why I decided to kind of shift, not that I've shifted though, but why I decided to also bring these very aspects of my life on YouTube channel is just to help others. There are so many people that would love to travel out like I have done, but because of lack of information, some the informations are in bits. They are not really like whole. Like you come to this place, you're sure you're getting the whole source, the whole information at once, and that was my case. At the time I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to start until God was able to help me, and today the whole thing is a story. So that is just what I want to do. It's just a way of giving back. It's just a way of helping others. Honestly, God has shown me mercy. God was really faithful to me. Honestly, um, I never knew this could be a reality. And if God could do it for me, I believe also that God will do it for you. My watchword for this whole thing, I took it from the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths." So, for those of you trusting God to travel out, I think the whole thing starts with trusting God for that and making sure you know what you want. Honestly, once there is a will, there will always be a way. Once there is a will, there will always be a way. Even if you don't have money, once there is a will, there will always be a way. Keep trusting God, keep trusting, keep praying, and you will see God will make things come to pass. Honestly, I don't even know how to start this whole story of mine, but let me just see where I can start. Um, this idea of traveling abroad started sometime in 2017. 2017 means like 8 years ago, 7 years ago. That was when this whole idea started, and that was when, at some point in time, some of my close friends left, and then they relocated abroad. And then I just suddenly discovered that, oh man, I think I need to travel. But then, if your why is not too strong, you may not be able to make meaningful take meaningful steps. Okay, that then it was just like, oh, my friends have gone, or my friends have gone, I really need to go. So if you are going because others have gone, you may make mistake. If you are going because others have gone, you may not get it right, and when they go and get stuff, you find out that you'll be hanging. But if your why is too strong, your why as to the reason why you want to travel abroad is very, very tangible, you can feel it. I'm telling you, even when they go and get stuff, that will keep you pushing. Looking at the end result of what you want to get at the whole end of the whole thing will make you to keep pushing. So then initially it was just because my friends have left that I felt like going out. But then it didn't really work out for me, and I didn't even know what step to take. And then the usual thing I hear is money involvement. The financial aspect of it was so much, so that kind of scared me away. So I left it. And then another reason why then was I was still procreating. I think as at that 2017, my baby was just some months old. He wasn't even up to a year. And I also have other kids. I have my three kids in 3 years. I gave birth to my first child in 2014, my second child in 2015, and my third child in 2016. And all of them were through cesarean section. So you can understand how busy I was as a mom at that point in time. So that was just it. I just left it. I like, man, Frank, tell yourself the truth. You won't be able to cope. So just leave this issue of traveling abroad. So I just left it. At least I have my work and all of that. So that was it. So the next thing that came into my mind was, why not just build a house, get a house, make yourself a lot more comfortable. Whatever it is that is taking them there, you can also get it here and be traveling and maybe go on vacations and come back. So I thought, and then I just discussed it with my husband, and he said, yes, that's a good one. Why not we try and look for something? So that was how we started. Already, my husband has already bought a land, and so I started pushing him. I told him, please, let's build our own house. We can't continue to be tenants. Let's build our own house. I'm sure by the time we build our house, build houses, change cars and all of that, will be a lot more comfortable. Will be as comfortable as those that are abroad. That kind of a thing. So he actually agreed with me, and then we started building. I think that should be late 2017, and God was so faithful. By 2020 we moved into that house. But this thing they say that man's wants are insatiable is really, really true. For me, I thought if I should build my own house and move into my house, I have a car, with a good job, so to say, I should be very, very comfortable. So when we moved into that house, I think the joy of having your own house was just like few months, and then I realized that I wanted something more. I realized that I wanted more. I realized that this is not really what I want. So I noticed that this issue of traveling abroad was also coming in my mind, and again this COVID-19 came up and all of that, and then I was thinking, should I go, should I not go? Because then the things that we watch on social media was more like everybody there is dying. They'll be showing all manner of things. I was like, Nigeria is better, I beg, let me remember where I am, that kind of a thing. So I didn't bother much, but I still noticed there is this longing, there is this satisfaction. Like I wasn't really interested in anything any longer. I was not really satisfied with my work, despite that we have it out. I wasn't really satisfied. So I noticed that I still want to travel out. Now, the thing is, you want to travel out. Where do you want to go to? So the first place that comes to my mind then was UK, because virtually everybody that I know were traveling to UK. So I wanted to also travel to UK. Then, if you are traveling to UK, what are you going to do? So I started making inquiry. Then, what came into my mind was, okay, maybe you can travel to UK and continue practicing as an optometrist. Okay, I tried to inquire about it, but then there were few informations about how to go about it. So that was just it. I tried to call one or two persons regarding the whole thing, but some people when they travel, but now I'm understanding, it's not really easy. Some people then when you call them and they will not even pick. Some when you chat them up, You will even see that they have seen it, but they will not respond. Some will also make it look like, why are you traveling abroad? Why are you traveling? Why not stay where you are? And in my mind, I will be like, you or you traveled, you don't want others to travel. You know, the story you keep hearing is that the things are hard here. Forget about the fact that I've traveled. Don't bother traveling. You have children, you know. So it was more like discouragement I was getting. So I just closed that aspect. So I decided that I will make my own personal research. And you know, one thing with this, whenever you have a dream, whenever you have a vision, try to share it with people that will kind of encourage you. I decided not to be discussing that with anybody again. So I decided making research. The only person I kept discussing this whole issue with was my husband, who was really quite supportive. In fact, he also has that same passion. So you see, most times some of these decisions and plans become so easy when our spouses are like in agreement with us. You understand? You know, Bible says, "Can two work together except they agree?" Honestly, agreement between us is what has helped us. Imagine, for instance, I am here alone in Canada. Imagine my husband has not agreed to that. There was no synergy from the two of us. This wouldn't have been a reality. So that is just one thing. So I discussed it with my husband, and then we started looking for a way out. So I started researching how to travel abroad. Now, remember, at this point in time, I have not really decided on what I wanted. Well, the first thing was to continue with my work in UK, but then I realized that the processes are too long. Starting with IELTS, I took IELTS twice, and I kept having 6.5, and I think what they wanted was 7 points, you know. And I discovered that after I spent that money, I don't think I want to spend it again. So I was not thinking of what to do. I was also reading hard, preparing, but I wasn't happy that I've already written twice and I didn't get the kind of score that I wanted. So it was in the course of searching on YouTube. I think no, it wasn't on YouTube, on Facebook, that I came across Linda Inheme. Like I tell you, people, I'll be mentioning names or people that impacted me. That's just the truth. I'll be mentioning names so that you too can also look out for those people. You understand? Because during my time, people will succeed, and when you ask them, "How did you succeed?" they will not want to tell you. You know, people are just hoarding information. I don't know why. So, but when I came across Linda Hema, I approached her, and I asked her um, um, if she can help me and all of that. So she told me that she only has people that are going on study route. I'm like, wow, okay, so there's something called study route, like you want to do masters and all of that. And then she said yes, that she only helps and all of that. So, but the fees, man, made me to run. The fees was something else, so I ran, so that was just it. So I realized that it's not just traveling abroad, there is a whole lot. Financial involvement was much, so that kind of wanted me to remove my mind from the whole thing. But I kept having that push, I was still having that push to travel. So that was just, I started making inquiries, but I wasn't getting enough information as to what I need to do. The thing is that you want to travel abroad. But okay, now I've known, okay, maybe it's going through study routes is the next thing. Then how do I go about it? The only option that I do get from people is that you need to get an agent. That was what I was, the only advice I was getting. So I tried contacting two agents, and then their fees was much. Man, I'm receiving salary in naira and somebody's calling in dollars, and then I think that should be like 2021 or so. Naira has not fallen the way it is now. So when I heard it, God, my heart sank. I felt like, will I be able to make this journey? Will I be able to make this dream of mine a reality? So I started searching. I'm like, God, I can't. Why will I be paying a fellow human being over 1 point something million just to help me look for accommodation, for admission? And it's not like the money is part of the school fees or every other thing, just to help me look into books. So I decided to start doing it. My dear, the truth is that at some point in time you may need to seek for knowledge. That's the truth. Do you know, I'll go to YouTube, I will go to this place. Sometimes you're looking for something, you get another video that will just take you off what you're looking for. By the time you realize it, 1 hour, 2 hours have gone, and I have children, I have work, I have other things doing. Before you know it, that day will go, another day, and I said, okay, this one. So the whole process was so much that I didn't know how to like at the at bring it in such a way I could understand what I needed to do. I'm actually hearing this, you can do this, but I couldn't really narrow it down. So luckily for me, I I noticed that Dr. Linda Iheme was doing some form of promotion or something like that, kind of promotion. Um, then so I noticed that the fee was no longer $999 dollars. It was now like 499. So and that was how I now started. So this thing I'm telling you now was now, I think that should be in 2022. That should be in 2022. So I paid, and then I got enrolled in that class. So I think we did it for 1 month plus. And then with that class, I was able to get some basic knowledge as to how to, search for schools, how to search for programs, how to narrow it down, how to look for schools that are cheap and all of that, and the provinces and everything. So she did a nice job, honestly. She was able to like summarize the whole thing for me. So with that um training, I was able to now know how to begin my search. Okay, so as an optometrist, I needed to do optometry again, maybe masters in optometry or something like that. But when I checked, I discovered their requirements and all of that wasn't really what. If I should follow it, I may not be able to actualize what I want. So that was just it. So another thing is, when you are trying to travel, first of all, ask yourself, what do you want? In my own situation, even though I have come on study routes, but the thing is that you need to know, is it that you like book, you want to study? If you want to study, you can now go for maybe programs that are 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, as the case may be. But if your aim is just to use study route to maybe get your PR or actualize your dream, then you need to look for short programs. Okay, so that was, and these are the things that she kind of opened my eyes to, that I could not get from anyone. Nobody was willing to tell me and all of that. So with that, I was able to start making some searches and all of that. And then that was how my whole journey started. And by the time I got to the school where I got admission, when I read about the school, read about their school fees, their programs, read about their performances and all of that, I got that in my mind. I was like, wow, this is where I want to go to. That's is actually where I want to go to. But sometimes even though you are sure of it, you want to be sure, more like double sure. You want to be sure that you will not miss out. So that 2022, I tried to, because I needed to do a research master's program. So I tried applying, but for you to go into a research program, you need to get a supervisor, particularly in Canada. I don't know how it is done in other countries. So I kept writing to researchers, I kept writing to supervisors. I kept writing to supervisors, and um, some of them, a whole number of them didn't reply, but those that reply will tell me, I'm sorry, I don't have funding. Some would say, I already have students I'm supervising and all of that. So I noticed that I was just writing. I'll be moving from school to school, because it's almost like I've exhausted the very school I had in mind, as in I've written to almost everybody that I could write to within the faculty. And then I just started extending to other schools. So that was the same thing. So before I knew, 2022 was just gonna like, no, this thing shouldn't happen 2023. So 2023 I started again. I kept writing. Maybe there was something I wasn't getting right, but as I've come into Canada now, the whole thing is becoming clear to me, which on our subsequent videos I'll be explaining more things to you if you need to know. And if you have questions, and or maybe there is something you want me to talk about, you can just let me know on the comment section. Just comment about it, and then I'll work on that, and then we'll talk about it here. So that was just how it happened. And 2023, I was almost about making that same mistake. I kept on writing. I was writing to supervisors. In fact, nobody was answering me. Sometimes I'll be wondering whether they are even looking at it. You understand? So I decided, like, man, I need to do maybe postgraduate diploma program just to help me fast forward. And maybe when I get here, then I will look for a master's program, because the most important thing is to look for how to get into Canada. So that was just it. So I applied to my school to do a postgraduate diploma, 1 year postgraduate diploma, which is what I am currently doing now. And then I also applied to other schools, just to be sure, although it was in another country. Even though I got in that other country, I applied for 4 programs, I got all of them, but I was actually trying to see if I could come on scholarship, but it didn't work out for me, so I had to fall back on the one that I had always wanted to. Just that I wanted to do it as a research. I wanted to do a research program, but it didn't work, so I decided to just come on a 1 year program. I am going to be dwelling on this very aspect of choosing a program maybe on another video, but not here. I'm just trying to give you like a summary of what I have done so far. So that was just it. And then I said, no, if I'm not very careful, I might lose this admission. So I had to apply for postgraduate diploma, and that is what has brought me into this Canada. So my dear, I am now in Canada studying postgraduate diploma in clinical epidemiology. I'll be telling you the name of the school maybe in my next video. So just stay glued and ask me questions. Honestly, ask me questions. Ask me questions. I also want to give a shout out to some of the YouTube content creators. Actually, they really help. And apart from the fact that I also went for a training which kind of gave me a the foundation on how to go about it. These other people kept on These other people that I watch on video on YouTube really helped. Shout out to people like Acid Darling. Acid Darling will spill it out as in no dilution. If you don't want concentrated information, don't go to Acid Darling, because Acid Darling will just tell you how it is. Now, I am directly or indirectly mentioning names of people that helped me or videos that I watched. So you too can also go to those people, watch their videos, and get to know what they actually talked about. Now, there's something again you need to know, because as time goes by, things are changing. So, if you really want to watch their videos, you really need to know whether the very content you're watching, whether it's still what is happening. For instance, if you are looking at like proof of fund, and maybe let's say you now open video that talks about when proof of fund was 10,000 Canadian dollars, and you are working on that, you find out that you may make mistakes. So whenever you want to watch any video, watch videos that are within 2024. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you want to watch about how to get admission in a school, you put 2024, because policies change and so many things happen. So if you just open the one that is 2020, it may not still be obtainable in 2024. So whatever information you want to search for, make sure you search for it within 2023 and 2024, particularly if it has to do with Canada. I don't know about other countries. So if I'm talking about anything that has to do with immigration, studies, and all of that, I'll be centering it on Canada, because that is what I know of. I don't know about other countries. So that is just it. So your sister officially is in Canada. I just want to tell you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, to be intentional about it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, share to others to watch. I promise you will not regret it, and I'll try to answer every questions, every comment that I see on my comment section. So just go ahead, just say congratulations for today. You will not understand. See, what you make happen to others, God will make happen to you. If you're happy for me that I've succeeded in coming to Canada, just say, sis, congratulations, and I'll reply you. As you're saying congratulations, congratulations will come knocking at your door. I'm really, really serious about it. So that's all I have to say for now. Bye.